In this video, I will be showing you how to balance chemical reactions. Balancing a chemical reaction is something you have to do in every equation you see in chemistry. So it is a very basic concept you need to know. It's something you will always use in chemistry. So let's talk about chemical reaction first. Chemical reactions. In every chemical reactions, there's always going to be the reactants and then the products. So the reactants are what form this chemical equation, this chemical reaction. So they're what react, and when these reactants form the reaction, products will be created. So products are what is formed. So these are what react, formed. And that is the basic structure of a chemical reaction. Now, something very important you need to know about about chemical reactions is that they have to be the same in both sides. You cannot have one sodium here and then it's only two sodium here. It doesn't work like that because, well, as the law of conservation of mass states, it states that matter is not created, is neither created nor destroyed. So you cannot have suddenly here one sodium, and suddenly here two sodium just appear. Matter cannot be created, so it has to be the same in both sides. So it will have to be two here and two here, and that is the basic concept of balancing a chemical reaction. So balancing. Let's start with a very basic and simple example. Like you have sodium here, and it reacts with chlorine. Because chlorine is diatomic, it'll have a 2 there. Now, what this reaction yields is sodium chloride, or what we call, well, commonly salt. So, you see here one sodium and one sodium, so that's fine. But suddenly, you notice this little 2 here, and there's only one chlorine here. So what you want to do is you want to put a 2 here. So you'll have two chlorines and two chlorines. But then you'll have two sodiums and one sodium. So all you do is you put another 2 here. And that is how you balance an equation. Now this is a very easy example, so I'll be doing more complicated ones for you to see. And you will want to practice a lot this and how to balance an equation, because as I said before, you will use it throughout your whole career in chemistry or your class. So knowing it would be essential. Now, let's try and solve something a little bit more complicated like this. We have barium, nitrogen, plus water. Actually, I want to make it a little smaller. And what this forms NH3. The basic principle of balancing a chemical reaction is the law of conservation of mass. So you will want to have the reactant side equal to the product side. And well, when you see all of these numbers, I'm guessing you won't know where to start. So what you usually do is you start with the metals. So our metals here would be the barium, the Ba. So here, right. So we have 3 here, and we have 1 here. So we're going to put a 3 here. So our barium is balanced already. Now we go with the nitrogen. You will always want to leave the oxygen and hydrogen for last, because they tend to change a lot. Metals first. No metals. and then this last. So now let's continue with the nitrogen. We have 2 nitrogens here, 1 nitrogen here. So we put a 2 in here. And now, as I said, you can see that these 3 here would change the oxygen and the hydrogen, and these 2 here would change the hydrogen. So that's why you want to leave the hydrogens and the oxygens for last. Let's start with the hydrogens. We have 2 hydrogens here, and we have here 2 hydrogens. This goes here, and times 3, 6 hydrogens. So let's write this down here. So we have 2 here, 3 in this part, plus we have 6 hydrogens here. Sorry, this was a 6 too. We have 6, so 3 times 2, 6, yes, 3 times 2, 6. So we have 12 hydrogens on this side, each. So what we want to do is we want to multiply this by 6, right? So 6 times 2 would be 12, and that would be the same number of hydrogens, be equal. So we'll put a 6 around here. And now we can check the oxygens. Let me erase the hydrogen here. So we have 6 oxygens here. And we have 6 here too. There are no oxygens here, so that won't count. So these are equal. Well, that's it. The equation is balanced. You can check again for it, like three bariums, fine. 2 nitrogens, 2 nitrogens. This is a 2 here. Fix it. 6 water molecules. So 12 hydrogens, 6 hydrogens plus 6 hydrogens, 12. 6 oxygens, and the equation is balanced. I may have done it a little fast, but as you practice more, you will get better at it, and you will just eventually picture it in your mind, pretty much. Again, if you want to get good at something, you have to practice a lot. And this is a very important concept. This is something you really have to know in chemistry to succeed at it. So I would recommend practicing a lot. Well, that's it for balancing equations.